All right, what is going on, Coin Observatory? What's going on, everyone? We're going to wait just a few minutes until we got a few viewers before I dive into the market cap, altcoins, and go over the announcements that I've got for you today. You guys are tuned in. Good, and say hi in a comment box. Let me know that you are here. What's going on, Niall? So you got 4 people logging in on YouTube. I'm gonna give it just a couple more minutes. Now let me know how's audio and how's video. Give me a mic check. Facebook Live, give me a mic check. Excellent. Also, just all right. Well, before we dive in, I got a couple of announcements to make. October 2018 was pretty good to us, right? We had a little bit of an altcoin season. I think we're going to see a continuation here. And this was due to the market cap, the altcoin market cap going through this growth period, right? The market cap grew some 50%. It pulled back. It's currently at this Fib retest level. I actually wrote about this, and I'll dive into this a little later. But as far as altcoin performance, signal performance, our tracker by smartoptions.io, we hit a 124% account growth for our alt signals. That's gains minus losses and alts. Did bring my audio down just a bit. So that's gainers minus losses and altcoins. It was 824%. We had a 60% accuracy rate, which was a pretty good month, right? This was just our altcoins without our BitMEX signals. We're going to integrate BitMEX signals into the tracker for November, and so far BitMEX has been on fire. For a second announcement, pretty excited to tell you guys that we currently have our Binance Volume Monitor up and running. So for you VIPs with access to our VIP mentorship community, now you've got Bittrex and Binance on the same page. If you guys are running the volume monitors to see where money's going in and out of the market, so that should be pretty exciting. All right, moving on. So I did write a couple articles on the altcoin market cap, and I said when we were coming up here to retest that neckline, we had an initial bounce off the neckline, and I did say there was a fib level below that was really important. It's right at the 99 billion and like the 99-100 billion level, and it proved to be a promising fib bounce. Right now we're seeing this big bullish engulfing candle pop off right where we expected it. I wrote about this on FXStreet. I did have right here, you guys can see this is a picture. You know, this isn't hindsight, right? This is me saying we're gonna bounce off this fib level, and I did write about what are some potential plays at that fib level, what the support levels were. So 104 and 99.5, we bounced right off that 100, so fairly close to 99.5 billion. And you know, that proved to be a really good bounce, right? And as of now, we're still expecting another 30. Well, it's actually a little bit more from here. We're expecting a 32 to 36% increase in altcoin market cap, right? And these are some overhead targets. So we're gonna see, I'm expecting altcoins to rally throughout this period up until we get up there. Now we did see these couple of sell-offs, but we've got tokens that are rallying, right? If you guys go to my last couple of trade updates, we had Lumen, we had Zcash, we had Mana, XCM's firing up today some 15%. We're seeing quite a bit of movement in alts. Ripple today, if you guys are still long on my margin signal, Ripple's flying today, right? It liquidated a bunch of shorts. And yeah, I'm still expecting bullish continuation out of XRP. Yeah, Christopher, I know you've been asking for the Binance Volume Monitor, and it is up, man. It's up and running. So it gave us a little time to work on it. Thank you for your patience. All right, let's dive into some alts. For some reason, I have Loom up. I was assessing it. It looks good, man. Loom looks good for an entry. I'm seeing all this volume coming. I was sussing it for a signal. It's looking very similar to AMB, right? But this is another AR token. Like, I'm not showing this by any means. It's just on my chart. It's looking similar to AMB. AMB's firing up today, or it was last time I checked it. Yeah. And we've seen VR tokens go crazy, right? Mana is one of our current signals that's open. So I'm expecting Loom to pull some type of mana maneuver. Let's go into BTC. I just covered altcoin cap. Do you guys have any questions on altcoin cap? No questions on altcoin cap. All right, so Bitcoin, I had posted that we did run into some friction with the 100-day moving average, the 100-period moving average. Let me go ahead and adjust my chart for that. So not 100-day MA. And that has proven to be the resistance, right? And that has definitely proven to be our resistance. I'm going to highlight that in red because it is our resistance. And if you go to the daily, right when we had friction with it, I did say that we could possibly see the MA be breached because you're still young on a TD sequential. I was wrong, right? But if you hedged up here and you long down here in my last long entry, which is a 62, you should have captured the entire range, right? So now we're waiting for the breakout. That's my current stance on BitMEX. I was late to hedge, right? And I was late to hedge, but you know, if we're on 10x, it's a 40% gain, and for a hedge down below, for a 28% gain, right? So the whole idea of why we hedge and why we trade futures like we do is to capture the breakout and forget about the ranges, right? Because we don't want to come back in and try to hunt down another entry when the chart starts the breakout, whether it's a breakout to the upside or breakout to the downside. We don't want to FOMO. That's how you get burnt. The daily chart could have been looking like a bear flag, right? But we're seeing this Dragonfly Doji candle on the daily. This is typically a reversal candle when we see it at the bottom after a sell-off, right? So we should see the altcoin cap start rallying back up. Some of you guys had highlighted a head and shoulders around here. I wasn't a big fan of it. Go back, I think it was on a 120 that I saw the chart. The chat is awfully quiet today. I think this is what you guys were seeing. Some of you guys drew this, you know, included these wicks, did this. Right? And essentially, this is the head and shoulders that we were seeing. And I'm not a big fan of it, right? And here we're seeing somewhat of a little bit of a bull flag setup on BTC. And I'm not a big fan of this head and shoulders. I'm going to add some volume because volume did not quite agree. And we had some volume come in, bullish volume come in right after this last sell-off, right? And typically this is going to be called, this is what I call price discovery, right? And when bulls fight back, that's a good thing. And bulls fought back on higher buy volume than the bears were pushing. We might see another round of price discovery. I expect this previous low to hold, but if not, stay hedged, right? We're seeing some indecision on BTC, although the altcoin cap, the market cap's looking bullish right now. All right, hit me with some altcoin requests. Lisk. So we got stopped out of Lisk a few times. I reissued the long on Lisk today, and it's currently coming back down, right? It's a 5% stop on this trade. One thing we know about Lisk, if I run my other moving average strategies, it doesn't like to conform. It likes to actually break out from way below the 50 MA, right? So once it reaches the 50 MA, Lisk really starts taking off. I'm gonna go ahead and show that time and time again, right? So there's gonna be a big leg up before it reaches the 50, and it's just done that time and time again. I did see an influx of volume coming to Lisk over the last 48 hours. ADX is still low, but I do believe it is priming for another run, right? I'm going to add an RSI to this. And we're seeing a failure swing, right? We had a similar low down here. RSI is still high. It's pointed to the upside on the daily. It's at a 45. I'd expect some continuation out of Lisk. All right, the 4-hour 50 MA is holding, and I expect that. Back to the daily. We're seeing a little bit of a wedge, right? But it's maintaining the same low. I don't expect it to break downwards. If it does, that's why we have our stop. Going over link. So link on the daily is back into previous all-time high territory. Stochastic looks like it's got another leg up, right? On the stochastic, it actually bounced off oversold right here, and stochastic is a leading momentum oscillator, right? So it's not flat up. So link looks like it's got more continuation out of it. So I'd expect another move up according to stochastic. Now the RSI, right? We still don't have a higher high over here, which is good. We still don't see a higher high on the actual chart. We don't have a higher high on actual RSI, so this breakout looks fairly healthy for a continuation. One thing that's worrisome, that's troublesome, is the ADX is 62, right? This is the highest it's been on link. Let me check some other charts. Nope, that's newer. Trying to find a historical chart with more data. Nope. No, it's gonna be Binance. That's one thing that's worrisome, but I'm not seeing a bearish divergence, not on the daily. Let's go into a 4-hour. 4-hour looks good as well. So link's looking really healthy. Let me get a target for the upside on link. Back to the daily. Give me a full chart. All right. Because we don't have quite a definite, we could fib this move, right? Because we had a swing low, swing high, 50% continuation, another continuation, just to see what the initial long target was, right? So if we go off this initial long target, we're at the 3.61 fib. So if anybody long down here, right, you should be profit taking right about now. If you wanted to get a longer term target, I'm going to go from swing high to swing low. And once again, fibs put us here, but the next overhead target, if we do get another major breakout, we're going to jump up to the 1250 Satoshi mark, right? That would be the next target. 1200 209. Does that cover a link for you, Naya? If I discovered your token, click like. If you guys are on Facebook, smash the like button. You're getting some pretty good insight. Awesome. All right, going into ENJ for Chris. You guys on Facebook, you have altcoin requests, hit me. Show me now. All right, so the daily chart looks pretty strong. Let me add an ADX 26, 30, 20. Yeah, this is looking fairly bullish, right? And we're going to see a lot of tokens look bullish as we're expecting the altcoin cap to rally. Right, and it is rallying. We're expecting a rally. I'm expecting a rally continuation. That is just my opinion. And it's not financial advice, right? But moving back into the chart, ENJ, let me go ahead and fib this last move. It looks like a 61.8 retracement on the daily for a continuation, and bam, right? You can almost eyeball these now. So ENJ looks promising. We had an initial impulse move. Volume kind of tapered off a little bit, but it's still to the upside. It's holding above the 61. It's currently at a friction with the 50. To me, this looks like something I would want to start loading up on, right? This looks like a good entry at the 50% fib after having retested the 61.81 2, 3 times. It shouldn't retest the 61.8 a fourth time. Unless we get a capitulation candle, right? So my stop would be like somewhere down here at the 692 level, and I would want to ride this one up to get some upwards targets. We're just going to flip the fib, go into extension mode, back to the swing low, right? So our target one is probably going to be the previous high, just because we're seeing that, and then target 2, 3 is going to be the fibs overhead. I like ENJ. What is causing this rally in ENJ? Let's see. I think I see a falling wedge here. It's somewhat of a wedge, right? But it went sideways and consolidated and narrowed out all the way. We usually don't see that. It's a little bit of a delayed rally. I'd expect continuation. All right. Have you done XRP and ADA? I have not covered XRP or ADA. I'm gonna go into Ripple. Ripple has been really exciting to us and myself. We longed Ripple twice so far, for big gains on futures, on margin, on leverage, right? So we longed Ripple down here at the 4,200 mark, and then I said long Ripple up here. All right, so we made 1,000% on Ripple on this big move up. Lido declared a short up here. He short on the way down. I opened another long down here, and I signaled another long down here on leverage, right? So we're up quite a bit on XRP. XRP on the daily, I had said that it's looking to do a major move. It's currently in an uptrend. It's not the strongest looking token as of now. I'm seeing a stronger, I'm going to cover what I think is the strongest token right now here in a bit in terms of having momentum to its side. One of the more aggressive crossovers that we haven't seen throughout the entire bear market yet. I haven't seen. Maybe it's happened on Mana. I'm not sure, because Mana upheld some pretty good prices. Anyways, back to XRP. I'm gonna add a MA, 200 MA. I'm getting clear this out one more time. Let's just go to this one. So altcoins are seeing a little bit of resistance on the 200-day moving average. I'm going to add a 200 on XRP. I think our price is above it on the daily. Pretty sure it is. All right, and we're going to go back to a 30 up here. So momentum is to the upside, and I'm going to add 100 as well. Right, but we might see a little bit of a delayed response. Though historically, you know, we see the 30 breach the 200, right? And we see a little bit of a continuation. The 100 is still below the 2, which it's looking bullish, right? It's looking good for a continuation. I'm still currently holding my futures on leverage, and I'm expecting another leg up out of Ripple. We entered this last long based on a fractal, right? And then we're not seeing any divergences here. So we entered this last long based on a fractal of what we had seen previously, and I was holding a little lower, so it's less bullish. It wasn't over the 200 MA, it was below, but it was, sorry, it was right at it. But I'm expecting more ups. Let's go ahead and do a fib extension, get more upside targets. And this is Ripple BTC, right? So T1 is gonna be that 87, T2 back at that 11K mark, 11,637, and 4 more upwards targets. Dito, boom. Chris just posted we had a 300% gain on Ripple on the last leg up, right? And this was on our margin signal. I did put out a long on ADA yesterday. So in terms of momentum, volatility, and what we're expecting, right? You guys see the difference between XRP and ADA, right? So it comes to a question of, hey, where do you think momentum is? It's where the moving averages say it is. But we're looking at somewhat of an early breakout on ADA. It tested a yearly low. It pulled back at 50%. Chart starting to curve back up, and I had said this previously, right, that these tokens that are traded on leverage, we're not going to see them conform to regular market conditions. They're going to be doing their own thing because there's so much gains to be made. So they're going to be suppressed a little more, and they start flying, they're going to fly a lot harder, and we're going to see more capitulation moves out of them. Just like Ripple, once it gets going, and it liquidates a lot of shorts really in one move, really early on, and it makes a massive leg up where it's riskier to get in at a later point. And that's why I like to catch these somewhat early, even if I get stopped out once or twice. Once you make that 300% gain, you know, when we got stopped out twice at 5-10%, it's no big deal. So ADA's looking ready for a rally. Ready for rally's ambitious. It's looking probably the best it has looked in a while. Daily RSI is at 55. It's finding support right where, or it's trying to find support right at that mark where it had found resistance previously. Currently above the previous resistance. So I believe it's looking good. I want to cover Lumen, right? This is what I think is one of the most bullish tokens as of now. We got the 100-day moving average really close to crossing above the 200. That's something I have not seen throughout this entire bear market. And we're essentially no longer in a bear market, right? When we see altcoins start rallying, BTC is still going sideways, you know. It's still an uncertainty, but alts are growing. They have been growing. I mean, we had an 824% portfolio growth last month. So that being said, there's a lot of gains to be captured. And some of these are going to come in terms of momentum trades. Last time we saw this big move out of Lumen, last two moves, we had these types of crossovers. We signaled a couple of longs on XLM back at the 2960 and the 3277, right? So we're currently up quite a bit on this trade, and I'm looking for a continuation. Some 30% on this trade. I'm looking for continuation. All right, Facebook, YouTube, hit me with some requests. You got plenty of time left. You got about 30 minutes of my time, so go ahead and show me once. Bcash. And Bcash got decimated on the way down. I don't even want to look at this chart. Need the Bitfinex chart. Bcash. All right, this is really interesting. What are you seeing here? What kind of candle is it? I just went over it. If you guys can say it in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, hit me. What kind of candle is that? I'm just trying to help you guys identify some things that I look for that make me successful in the market. Anybody? All right, this is a Dragonfly Doji candle. It is typically a reversal candle when seen at the bottom of a downtrend, right? What are we seeing happening here? We see rejection at the 61.8, which also seems to align with our 100 period moving average on the daily. After this steep sell-off, post a growth period, right? We're seeing these two bullish engulfing candles. We could see another leg up out of Bcash. We know the 61.8 retracement is typically bullish. Checking on the fork, I don't think it's going to be an airdrop, so it's not going to be a typical fork play for an airdrop, but yeah, I doubt it. I was doing a lot of research on it, and it looks like it's going to be like two different Bcashes. In my opinion, Bcash is trying to do whatever they can to survive. That doesn't mean it's a good thing for Bcash or a good thing for Bitcoin or a good thing for crypto in general. I dislike Bcash. Fundamentally, it doesn't mean I didn't signal it for a long all the way down. Where did we get in on this long? I think at the bottom. Right here at the break of like 67. For you guys that shorted, it might be time to start profit taking that short, right? If you shorted at that head and shoulders that Cam highlighted. I stopped out a little after the head and shoulders that Cam highlighted. I don't want to ride it all the way down. So if you short it up here, it's probably time to profit take and wait for direction because you can't really hedge this one. RSI bounced off oversold, not quite a divergence, right? We could see a secondary bounce off the 61.8 or a third bounce. Maybe wait for the maybe if you're short. If I was short currently, I'd probably trail my short stop down to the 85 mark, right? This next fib level. And if we get another bounce off the 61.8, probably try to long. All right. Next token. Man, you guys need some coffee this morning? What's going on? EOS. Block Delta, welcome to the stream. It's going well. No worries. Well, thanks for joining. All right, better late than never. So you also been in this consolidation period. We're just seeing moving averages start to get interesting. I would look for a long, right? I would look for a long on EOS. It's showing something we saw on the XRP long signal, right? Which is somewhat of a triangle formation, somewhat of a triangle bottom. Now, these formations do two things, right? So price is currently out of the initial triangle, right? It broke down. We're seeing a less aggressive. Now we're currently in that range. So I would be likely to long. This is probably a no trade zone for myself. I would probably want a long EOS somewhere back up here. Right, I want to see it get more aggressive because of how much further down it can go. Right, I mean this thing could go a long ways down. Once again, in terms of retracement of the overall move, it's below that 61.8. It's trying to break above. So that right where I put that alert, it's right back at the 61.8 mark. Yeah, EOS is a Brock Pierce project. Not a big fan of his projects. I say that out loud. All right, vet. Okay, back to EOS. So if this thing does break out above the 61.8 for a violent breakout, I'd expect a strong move up to the 11K mark, right? I'd expect it to run up to the 200 MA. And the friction of the 50 and the 100, right, we're about to cross to the upside. We haven't seen that in a while on EOS. Last time we saw it was on this move. That's why I really like moving averages. You're able to capture some big gains in this market. And the 50, 100, 200 aren't my usual go-tos, right? These are ones I like to talk about on streams. We've got some more precise ones that we use for our signals. All right, back to requests, vet. All right, so vet really stopped us out. So the problem with a token like that, it hasn't even established a range yet, right? We tried to catch the last play on a falling wedge, and it didn't really conform, right? It didn't play along with our wedge. It is currently trading above the last resistance, right? But I mean, once again, moving averages tell a story. There was no actual clear breakout above, and that's, those are things we wanna look for. I would wait for that to establish some kind of bull flag before re-signaling, right? And we've seen bull flags cause fake outs like this one. That tells me that we're gonna see a really big leg up out of a token like this. We could see if it does turn around, we could see a big leg up, a really fast one like we'd seen previously, where it goes straight from a sell-off right into a rally. But I'd like to wait for actual bullish confirmation, and it may cross a bull flag, a couple of bull flags, and so on. Something like Mana, right? Streaming. Something like Mana, we see this bull flag, right? Another bull flag, another bull flag. So I'd like to see, this looks like a lot nicer of an entry, a lot more of a, there's a lot more certainty and direction and decision in this chart, like something like that. Alright, Litecoin. Not signaled Litecoin in a long time. Yeah, I'm not a Litecoin fan, right? Just don't see a case use for it. I don't even know where to start charting this one. Go to Bittrex. Yeah. Spoken about Litecoin before about how it's like a catch a knife type of trade where you're going to see capitulation for a bull trap, another capitulation before a rally, right? And I don't think we saw the first capitulation round. Maybe this was here, right? I'd expect a steeper drop. Yeah, and we've seen capitulation, false breakout, capitulation, false breakout, capitulation again. So we'll know when Litecoin's at bottom when everybody's cursing Litecoin. Just in the character of this chart, and also, you know, when the founder of a token says and sells all his tokens, kind of like giving up on your own project, right? And if I was to give up on my own project, would you guys still be my subscribers? Would you still watch the streams? Not that I'd ever do that. All right, so ICX, Icon. All right, Icon is still in a sell-off. We signaled it, got stopped out, right? We saw this breakout flag. Currently away from ICX right now. There's no momentum to the upside. I mean, this compared to some plays we're in, like if you look at Zeke, right? Which we happen to catch at the bottom. Go like a 240. At least we're seeing moving averages start converging to the upside on the smaller time frames. You want to start seeing that, right? So going back to like ICX, we're not even. There's no way we're seeing that right now, right? Everything's to the downside. Mana is to the upside. Zeke, XLM. ADA's looking like it's about to break out to the upside. So yeah, there's no momentum to the upside on ICX. It's hard to trade those tokens right now. All right, guys, give me more altcoin requests. Anybody? Going once. Going twice. Go ahead and pull some of our other signals. Oh. Over EMC squared, dash mana, covered mana. So EMC squared is one of our long trades. I covered link. It looks good for a continuation. So back, so EMC squared, we had signaled this initial pennant. And we're currently up quite a bit on this trade. Signaled it after the second capitulation candle, like down here, and made the initial leg up, and I still see more continuation. So it went from 45% gain, dropped back down to 22%. Should be a 50% retracement of that move. But last time we saw a pennant on EMC squared, pennant of that magnitude was down here, right, for 1,000% gain. If you guys traded with me last year, this was last Thanksgiving, right? I don't know if you guys remember. I was in New York, in upstate, and it was Thanksgiving, and I think Thanksgiving was like this first leg up, right? And yep, it was the 70 or one of these two was Thanksgiving, and we stayed in, and then later we dropped it off at that 1,000% gain. I'm not saying it's gonna do the same thing. I'm not, right? But we've got some higher targets. I've got the targets posted in the signals room. Zeke is another strong candidate right now. We did signal this one at bottom, right? I mean, this was our Zeke entry. Still holding for long, right? We're currently finding support above this range. There's what looks like to be a head and shoulders here for another big movement to the upside. I was going to cover Dash. Dash still, right? Still long on Dash. It's one of our signals. It is up. Some of my updated Dash are up 11%, right? We're still back in that range. Moving averages look really good, right? Especially on the 4-hour. On the daily, not quite yet. Seeing rejection at the 100. If we get a breach of the 100, I'm expecting Dash to start a violent run up. Still bullish on Dash. Well, guys, thank you for tuning into the live stream. Go ahead and click that like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on Discord.